Hello everyone, it's Maureen Curry back again. I want to go over how to start the course for Interior Design 125. Right now I'm in the Canvas module for the course, the Canvas shell, and I have you want to point out how the menu on the left has the home. You can find your assignments there, your discussions, your grades. For people who are not familiar with taking courses online, I just want to point out that online learning takes quite a commitment. Since we're not meeting in class once or twice a week, this means you have to go to Canvas and cover the readings, participate in the discussions, make sure you do all the background, find all the background resources, watch the videos. This all has to be done on your own, so it takes a lot of motivation and commitment. You just can't sort of let it go and then Saturday night try to do everything. There's a lot of work to cover. So I recommend that you touch base with the Canvas course several hours a day, each from Monday to Friday at least, Monday through Saturday, to make sure you're covering the readings and watching the videos and understanding what the assignments are. So if you go to the home page, you will see the home tab on the left, the menu on the left. It will bring you back to the first page of the course, where I had the welcome video before. And if you're new to Canvas, there's a lot of resources there that'll help you understand the commitment to being an online student, even technology help. You can click there and get those resources. The information on the book I went over before and how to contact me is also there. Mainly, I want to focus that you should go to the modules tab on the left, and this brings you to the list of each weekly module and the readings that are covered there. For week one, we have a little extra because we had that welcome page and the orientation, the academic participation, what you need to do, resources that you can use, drop and late policies, other Saddleback resources are listed here. But mainly I want you to go to start here and click on that module. And this gives you the week one learning objectives and the assignment checklist. We're going to be starting with the Industrial Revolution, so that sort of is the main topic here. You'll see the objectives, what you will learn, the outcomes, what you should be able to do at the end of the module. And then there's a checklist, which is very helpful. You can always go back and make sure you did the assignments for the week. And for week one, you have to introduce yourself to the class on the discussion board, post a picture of yourself, and tell about your favorite style of interior decoration. There's also assigned readings in the textbooks and in the Canvas shell as well, and go over the videos to watch those resources. And the graded assignment would be the discussion board, which is 15 points, but you have to answer the initial prompt using the research from the readings and content pages. You can't participate if you haven't covered the readings in Canvas. So be sure you take this, complete this assignment and upload it to Canvas by Thursday midnight. That's your initial requirement. And then after that, before Saturday midnight, you respond to 2 classmates' postings, responding to what they put up and introducing yourself and learning about them and see what their interest is. There's also a rubric here that tells you what's required, the amount of how long the post has to be. It doesn't have to be a certain number of words, but just answer the prompt in a reasonable amount, like a short paragraph. There's a written assignment worth 25 points, and that's due Saturday midnight of the module week. And those are simple term definitions. If you've read the text, you've read over the content in Canvas, the different pages in Canvas for the week, you should be able to complete those. And then the due dates there are to remind you. If you hit next whenever you're on a page on the bottom, here, so it takes you to the discussion board. You can see there where you have to introduce yourself. So let's go back to the modules page. So now you know you have to do an introductory discussion board from week one. So if you go through the list of, after you introduce yourself and welcome fellow classmates by Saturday midnight, that's required. Then there's the textbook readings and resources there. In addition, there's some other texts and images, which is really fun and exciting to see the different styles of architecture and interior design that we'll be covering this modular week, the week one. As we go back to the list of readings in module one, you're going to see we're going to look at early colonial America. It's a little bit of a flashback here to looking at what the early Americans were thinking about. There's also some text to read here, references, making go back to read in the text, where to read. If you don't have the text, get started in Canvas. There's plenty of information here to help you. You can click here for information of a specific type of chair. So if you click on that, it should take you to another resource. It links out about learning about the different style of chairs and the history of chairs. We'll go back now again. There's some other imagery of the different chests from the early colonial period to other chairs and the different terminology to understand the different elements of the chairs. So once again, we will go back to the modules here. If you know, you can hit page at the bottom, certainly. If we get to the bottom, let's see here. I'm really trying to show you how to navigate through the course. It's a little bit longer page, but if you get to the bottom, different types of roofs on homes, you can look at that and study that. If you click next, it takes you to the next page, which is the American Georgian style. And then there are also links in there to help you understand the different design elements of American Georgian architecture and interiors. There's lots of images which are very interesting, different elements like the windows, stairways, banisters, arch treatments, different motifs, different materials. Once again, some more chair designs, which you should really learn and become familiar with for the interior design industry. So once again, we'll let me make you dizzy. We could go to the bottom and hit next. It's kind of long because there's a lot of images, but it's mostly pictures, which is kind of fun to look at. The next style we'll cover will be the American Federal style, architecture and furnishings. Some of you may be familiar with Thomas Jefferson's home, Monticello, so that's referenced in the American Federal style. So once again, there's a lot of different images and elements and characteristics defined in each page canvas, the different decorative motifs related to the Federal style, and images of the furniture and those motifs. You can hit next again, so always be sure you cover all the pages in the modules. This is about classical architectural elements. Some of you have learned about this before. It'd be a review, which is great. The different classical orders, the Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian, with their different elements, different parts of the columns and brackets, and different decorative appointments, which actually sometimes are structural and some are not. Sometimes they're just attached on. As you can see here, the dentil looks like teeth trim on the top of the building. I just want to really to sort of take you through the course so you can see the different elements. You can hit next, which brings you to the next page, industrial materials, because with the coming of the Industrial Revolution, and you would read that page through. There's also video resources to watch right here. So it's kind of fun to take a page at a time and go through in Canvas, but you do need to spend time to complete each page. Coming of modernism with the Industrial Revolution and all the changes that come with manufacturing. Now, things were made by hand before, now they're made by machines in the mid-18th century as things change. So these things, changes in society due to industrialization, going to change how people live, where they live, what they do, what elements they need in the house, their taste for certain decorative elements, decorative styles, size, height, all different ways of styles of living will change because of the coming of industrialization and the movements of people from the farms to the cities. So you can see just how they light their buildings, how they sit in their gardens, and so forth. Even how they purchase furniture, how they had catalogs back then. So they were ahead of their time. They were before Amazon with these pattern books and ways of ordering different decorations for their homes. So once again, this is just to familiarize you with Canvas. Always, if you don't know where you're going, always go back to the module page. And the week you're in, then you can always start on the click at the beginning of the week. You can scroll down for week 2, and you would just click in week 2 and start understanding what's required in week 2. There's an overview there with a checklist of assignments. So please get started. Start navigating around in Canvas. Find your way and become familiar with it so you can get started as soon as possible. And if you don't have the text, there's plenty of information in Canvas to help you. So I wish you a lot of luck. I look forward to working with you this semester. All the best.